We'll gather around the warehouse, y'all, it's time to load the truck. Doc's Dynasty Hour is rolling in, Tim Karanak's got the luck. Doc Eisenhower's riding shot.
So the intro says that I've got the luck, Doc, but in a league, a 14-team Yahoo league, I was winning 9-1, and then Tyler Glasnow pitched today, and I'm losing 6-3 just from one start today. So I don't think I have the luck. I think I'm going to have John remove that.
I think you're going to have to look over your shoulder a bit more in our Otnu league. Who's that creeping up on you?
I know. You're getting closer. I lost.
But you and I are. The overall takeaway is out of a league full of studs, Prospect Warehouse, 1-2 punch.
Yeah, we're smashing that league, dude. Like we're both up by a significant amount. It's like I got 89 right now. You're at 83.5. Then everyone else is down in the 70s or lower. So we're beating everybody by at least like 10 points.
You got an advantage. This league they sleep on. I don't know how, but they sleep on prospects sometimes. Like they're not dummies. They know their stuff, but there's a bunch like Connor Griffin last year going for like a couple bucks. I was like, what is happening here? I missed it by a day, folks. I was like doing a day like I did today. I'm exhausted.
I mean, there's prospect people in this league.
I know.
Your
team before I got in the league, your team was stacked with prospects. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yes, it still is. It still is. I still have Ryan Waldschmidt, Leo DeVries, Bryce Eldridge, like ready to.
Well, your prospects have turned into players who are good.
Yes.
I
need my pitchers.
Yeah.
The worst part of that team right now is my outfield. Every outfielder that I roster gets hurt on that team. It's just bad luck for the outfield. But everyone else is good to go. So anyway, obviously you have Tim here at Fantasy Ace, but you got Doc here at Doc Eisenhower. Follow us on the X. Let's get that little piece out of the way. And unfortunately, Doc, you're traveling for work. The first question I asked you when we jumped on was, did you remember the harmonica?
No, dude. I've been working at like 3 a.m. every day. I just drove from Austin down to the border, so I'm celebrating. I got the American Texas Lone Star, saving that one for later. This is a Mexican beer called Sol.
Chelada.
It's a chelada version. So it's beer with natural flavors and artificial color. Very good for you. It's got like tomato flavorings. It tastes, it's probably good that. It's actually delicious. I'm drinking it right now, as you can see.
Awesome. I'll have to try one of those. I bet I can get one down here. I'm in Florida. I can buy one. So anyway, we're going to talk about some moves that we made this week. We made 3 trades combined, Doc. That's a pretty good trade. So I'm going to start with my first trade here, and then we'll go to you and then bounce back to me. My first trade in the Scott White Dynasty League, Raymond and I traded Michael Harris, Luke Raley, Ramon Laureano, and Patrick Forbes. And by the way, this is a salary league, so Michael Harris was like 15 or 20 bucks or something like that. Other guys were like nothing. And Patrick Forbes. So get this, I traded Patrick Forbes in two trades this week. And it's nothing against Patrick Forbes. I don't know how that happened, but it just happened. So Harris, Raley, Laureano, and Patrick Forbes. And I got injured Mick Abel. So we made this trade literally, like we were trying to get Mick Abel, and then he got hurt. And then I was like, oh, great. Now we can get way more with Mick Abel because he's hurt. So like we did this like an hour after it was announced he got hurt. So we got Mick Abel, Emmanuel Rodriguez, Hector Rodriguez, and Chase Mydroth. And the important thing is that we're not playing for this year. We're playing for next year. And Abel, Emmanuel Rodriguez, and Hector Rodriguez are all 3 still minor leaguers. So there's 0 salary. So we're just not going to – it doesn't matter. Abel's up. We're not going to promote them. We're playing for next year anyway, so we're going to wait till next year to promote them. So that was the key of that trade. But I think we got 3 pretty good prospects, if you still call Abel a prospect, for basically Michael Harris and some randos. So that was trade 1. What do you think about that one?
Important to remember, this is a Scott White CBS league, and that means it's batting average, right?
Points. This is a points league.
Okay.
Yes. So Emmanuel Rodriguez and Hector Rodriguez in points.
How does a guy like Michael Harris play in points?
Okay. He's like solid. And in this league also, like every pitcher is super expensive. So like we are getting a free McAbel and like every pitcher costs a ton. Like people are trying to. We have Andre Palante on this team, and people are trying to trade for Andre Palante because like nobody has pitching. Like Chris Towers the whole time has been like, my family is dying. Like I need pitching. Like somebody trade me any pitcher. I don't care. So like they're basically like, I think we've got Casey Mize in the auction for like $40. It's like every pitcher. I think Logan Webb went for like $78 or something. There were only like 3 free agent pitchers that were worth anything last year. So pitching is really, really important in that league. 24 teamer. All right, Doc.
I was going to say real quick that I think you did well in that, but it's like points leagues are really they're so format scoring dependent because like everyone can have their own custom scoring in their league that I don't know about. It's one of the trickiest things I get in my DMs when I'm actually active on Twitter. It's like, oh, what do you do in my points league? I'm like, dude, tell me your points format. And they're like, oh, it's 8 points for a home run, 1 for stolen bases. I'm like, okay, that changes things. I got to know that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think it's the standard CBS points format. So if anyone plays any like CBS points leagues, I'm like 99% sure it's just the standard CBS points format. All righty, what's your trade?
This is a little.
You're surprising me. I don't even know it. It's not. You did not write it on the rundown.
No, it's a little one. So this is Ross Jensen's home league. I took over a team. I did not necessarily like the team. In fact, I have Emmanuel Rodriguez on this team. And I can tell his value's finally picking back up again. So I'll trade him soon. But I was trying to trade him and another guy who seems to be doing well. His name is Yordan Alvarez. Keep in mind, my team is not in contention. I took it over. It's rebuilding. This guy's just mashing baseballs. I tried selling him this summer. I couldn't get anything more than just like garbagey, super buy low offers. I've been saying on this podcast and I've been writing about it to trade Yordan Alvarez, and people are like on Twitter. Usually people aren't like really too like, oh, I disagree. But with the Yordan thing, people are like, oh, I'm actually buying him. No, he's going to be so good. He's going to carry me to. You're wrong. But here's the thing. Like this summer, I think people were pretty much not out, but like getting there, right? They're like, yeah, he's going to get hurt again, of course. He's great, but we know he gets hurt because it's easy to say that when he's not playing and mashing bombs all the time. No one said he was bad at baseball.
He's at peak value right now.
He's either good if he keeps this up, he's going to have one of the best seasons of all time, and definitely his best season of all time, and be an MVP. And he has that caliber. At no point have I said this guy stinks at baseball. I'm just looking at the numbers. I mean, he's probably going to have at least one season where he gets that 140 plus games played and then has a great time for you. But he could also and is likely to keep breaking down more as he ages instead of less. He's only 28. So I'm not completely giving up on him. But for me, if I'm going to sit here and tell everyone to sell, you'll be happy to know I at least man up and honor my own words. I traded. This is an open universe league. So it's a really weird trade. I don't necessarily love it. There's a lot of risk, but it's upside. Yordan Alvarez for Grady Emerson, who is going to be a top 1 or 2 pick in next year's draft, which all accounts is supposed to be one of the better drafts of this decade. So in a decade that includes the Skeens, 2023 draft, that's pretty good, right? And I mean, heck, even the Kurtz draft, pretty good too. The Weatherholt draft, what are we calling it? Jared Grindlinger. First of all, I love that name, so I had to go get him. He's apparently he could be a 2-way guy that actually gets to be 2-way. I'm not getting my hopes up with that ever again, though, after Bryce Eldridge. Both our hearts were broken by the San Francisco Giants, but he could apparently actually be a 2-way guy. I don't even know what I'm getting with Jared Grindlinger, but I know he's got a cool name, and I looked him up, and he's got like a cowboy hat with a baseball bat, and I'm like, dude, this guy's a guy. And then I got 2 first-round picks and a 2nd-round pick, over the next few years. So just it's not the best, I wish I had someone who was playing in MLB right now or about to be, more proximal, but it's just Ross's league. So I'm not going to leave the league, right? I'll be around for a while, or I'll die and then I'll be really mad. I'll be like, oh man, like my eulogy, I'll have it pre-written out. Like, if I died before Jared Grindlinger makes the bigs.
Open Universe League is super interesting. So how do you when can you pick guys up when they're 12? Like, what's the cutoff? There has to be a cutoff, right?
I actually have no. I don't even really know, man. I, um,
Just
well,
pick up
this,
every Japanese player that's doing anything.
yeah, I don't like it, but it's here, right? So at the end of the day, you can look at it like, oh, it's an unknown kid, prep player, right, with a Grady Emerson type, or you can look at it as a like you're instead of trading for a guy who's probably going to get the first or second pick of the draft, I just locked it in, right? I locked in a high elite draft pick again. So like, and Grady Emerson, if you're out there right now, you're not following the draft prospects for this year's MLB draft. It doesn't have the same punch that to you that maybe it will 1 year from now, right? So like think about it this way. Like again, that Skeens draft, think about all the names in there, right? That's Wyatt Langford, Travis Bazana is an afterthought. Am I getting my draft specs? Okay, first of all, I'm at 3 a.m. I have 3 a.m. wake up. Tell me who was in the Skeens draft. Max Clark was in that draft. Wyatt Langford was in that draft.
Yes.
Bazana was not that draft. He was the Kurtz draft.
Yeah, it was Cruz, Langford, Max Clark, Walker Jenkins.
Yeah, there you go. There's the studs. Yep. Anyway, we're really losing the plot here. But the point is, when those guys were all drafted, I mean, even Skeens, they're like, oh, what about his fastball shape? We don't know about that, and people were ripping on. It's interesting where we're at now with Max Clark versus Langford, because for a second there, Detroit fans were livid. They're like, oh, gosh, who's this guy? We should have gone with Langford. And then now, we'll talk about this later, but Max Clark has got the prospect shine all over him. And Wyatt Langford could still have a better career, but Max Clark looks shiny. Anyway, point being, we don't know about Grady Emerson until you know about Grady Emerson. I think he's going to be a stud from what I looked into.
Yeah, I was actually looking up Grindlinger because I've never even heard of him.
Really?
And well, I usually don't really pay attention until like before they get drafted. Like he's only 17. I don't even think he's getting drafted until.
He declared.
He declared early.
He did the thing you can. It's not declared, but it's like he readjusted.
He did the Bryce Harper thing. So his brother plays for University of Tennessee as a freshman. So his brother is actually a baller too, because obviously Tennessee's really good. So if you're gonna play Tennessee, you gotta be pretty good. Freshman catcher, but his brother looks like he's like 50 years old. Like he looks like Todd Stoudemire. Like he looks so old, man.
No, Grady Emerson is not. First of all, it's a baseball name. Secondly, he's the centerpiece of this draft. And again, like Connor Griffin will be. Grady Emerson, as this draft happens, after this draft happens, will be a much bigger fantasy attraction than Connor Griffin was coming out of his draft. To put that into perspective.
Ooh,
I don't mean that. Like that's the career trajectory. I'm saying that Connor Griffin didn't get a lot of fanfare despite being the top
until later.
Prep prospect.
Yeah, Max Clark might be a better.
Yeah, he's going to be like Max Clarkian again, if not more. Like this draft class is getting that kind of hype.
Yeah. All right. So I made another trade too in our Wubba Double League. I traded Dax Kilby, who I love, Patrick Forbes, and a 4th rounder in 2028 for Joshua Baez, who after the trade has hit home runs in like back-to-back games now, and Connor Prelip, who debuted yesterday and was awesome. So I'm pretty pumped about that trade. I am actually winning our division right now, Doc, because we're in the same division, and I think we just faced off last week in that league. But I don't know. I'm got
a lot of injuries, big guy.
Yeah. I don't. I have no injuries, I don't think, on this team, except my pitching is I'm trying to move a 1 Chris Bassett right now, who has a 6.75 ERA and 2.1 whip, just because he throws innings, because I need to make room for Connor Prelip to come up. So trying to move him in this league. But I like that trade for me because my outfield right now, I've got a really cheap Jarren Duran and a really cheap Sal Frelick, who are both playing like crap this year. But my right fielder is Mike Yastrzemski. So if Baez actually comes up, he's going to play right field. And that gives me an awesome outfield for a while. So hopefully he actually comes up sometime this year. I don't know if he will. Like my prediction is he's like a September call up. My guess, just because like Heim is not going to want to start that clock, I don't think, until he can get rookie status for next year. So that's my guess on it. But I love the trade for me. What do you think?
Yeah, Baez is going to be a stud. Again, it's funny how you see momentum shifting around, right? His value was peaking ahead of the season. Then he didn't make the team, and everyone's like, forget about him. No, so good buying point for you. If you weren't going to buy him like a year ago, this might be the last buy low moment when people have kind of forgotten about him.
Yeah, he had a slow start. He I think he's striking out 30% of the time right now. It's working its way down. He had a really bad first 2 weeks in AAA, but he's really hot right now. So probably got to get him now before he hits another home run tonight. So because he already has also 5 steals and 5 home runs. So power speed right there. All right, Doc's Magnificent 7, number 1, Nick Kurtz. What up with Nick Kurtz, Doc?
He's it was funny. I think so. He wasn't. He came into the season with extravagant kind of expectations, and I don't know. Honestly, I wasn't really fully paying attention, folks. I need to give a full disclosure. This is the week of the fraud. I haven't been watching ball. I've been working long hours all week, waking up at 3 a.m., traveling. It's been nutty. So, but catching up a little bit with Nick Kurtz. Yeah, it looked like he was struggling a little bit, but I just don't care. Like when I don't look into those kind of guys, like a Nick Kurtz, I just don't. I've been following baseball, I've been watching baseball this season, but I haven't really, like when a Nick Kurtz is struggling, I don't care unless it's prolonged. And as you can see now, this last week, he's been cracking out of that slump. So someone who hopefully you bought low if someone was trying to jump ship on him. But even now, I still just feel like he's gone from this, like it's him and Vladdy up there in the first base Dynasty ranks to I just don't know if Nick Kurtz has that shine all of a sudden. People are so emotional and shift their internal rankings so fast that it can be – that's how you win leagues. It's all about value. It's the easiest thing to say, harder thing to do. Buy low, sell high.
Yeah, you could probably trade your Don for Nick Kurtz right now in some leagues.
Well, I probably should have done that. I think I wait 5 years.
I would definitely do that if you could, because people are going to be down on him since he's striking out a little much, and this is what's interesting is his fly ball max EV is only 107, even though he has a 115 max EV this year, but his average is 102. So it's like his average fly ball exit velocity is 102. That's insane. Only 4 home runs so far through 24 games. People might be down on him. I agree. I think that this could be a buying opportunity right now for Nick Kurtz, because he's better than a 241 batting average. Now, is he the 290 batting average we got last year, Doc? I mean, I probably would say no, but I think he's probably like a 260, 270 batting average guy. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think he should be able to get on base a lot too. Just got that massive power. Pitchers are going to be scared to throw it down the middle on him, so he's going to generate walks one way or another. But no, it's maybe he's a Judge Light-ish kind of guy where he just has some years where it's maybe 260, 270, but he could have a couple where he's how old is he? 24?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not putting limits on this guy yet.
Still 23. 23. Dude, he just turned 23, actually. 23 years and 1 month.
Wild. So even if he's 260, 270 now, that's a fine place to be at that age while he's casually cranking 30 plus. It's fine. He could be a quote unquote only 260 hitter with 30 home runs until he's 28, and then pick up an extra gear and start hitting 40 for a couple of years, right?
Check this out. You see, if you're watching on YouTube or on Xvision, you see these nice little graphs here that John puts. You can see he's trending up. This is literally straight up, this ex-WOBA trend. And then you can see right here too, his moving average. So he's getting much better as the season goes on. He is continually getting better every single game, literally. So, good things coming for Nick Kurtz, and buy low while you can is what I would say. Number 2 is Colson Montgomery. What you got on Colson?
Yeah, maybe you can still buy low on him. I felt like he didn't get any respect for hitting 21 home runs in 71 games, which is just it's on one hand, it's the White Sox discount. On the other hand, it's also the fact that he was like oddly struggling in the minors before coming up and being like, "Oh, never mind. I remembered how to play baseball. I had to play I had to defy all logic because how often have you heard people talking about, look how big the gap is between AAA and the major leagues? It's bigger than ever, you know." So, but then Colson Montgomery comes up and says, "Oh yeah, that was just too easy. I wasn't trying, bros. Let me just zone in here." And hit more home runs in one season than some people a peak home run amount that a lot of players. I would say I guess if you looked at most players who ever played the game, most of them have never hit 21 home runs in a single season. This guy did it in 71 games. I'd love to know the statistics on that. What is it, like 10%?
He has 28 home runs in his career in 95 games right now,
and that's after starting the season. This season particularly slow, right? So you look at the stats. I still think there's a way bigger ceiling here. I think he's gonna walk more. I think, again, I've said this before. I hate how every tall shortstop is Corey Seager. Like everyone who's good, at least, it becomes Corey Seager magically. But I do see that. I think there's going to be more, and he needs it because he doesn't steal bases, but he needs to go ahead and get that contact rate back up closer to 70%. And just keep making improvements. There's some sketchiness to his profile, so there's no guarantee here. But he's still, again, really young. And if he can tap into that walk rate, get it 10% or higher, it's already getting like it's 9.2. It's fine. But if you can get that up to like 10% or higher, make better contact, we could be looking at a Seager-ish kind of profile at his peak.
The White Sox are such a weird team. Like you've got Murakami, who we're going to talk about later, and Colson Montgomery. These like lefties who all they do is just like hit home runs, walk, and strike out. And then you've got these like light hitting guys who all like they get like you got Chase Mydroth and Sam Antonacci, and like these guys who like they get hits and they get on base, but they have no power, and there's like nothing in the middle. It's like either you have a guy who hits like a ridiculous amount of home runs, and that's it, or you have guys who can get a bunch of hits but have zero power. There's just like there's like no middle ground with the White Sox. Fun team. Anyway, you're like about to make a comment, but you're like sleepy comment. All right, number 3, Drake Baldwin. This is your guy.
I'm not. I wasn't about to make a comment, dude. I'm like, we got a lot of things to talk about, and the faster I finish this show, the faster I go do whatever the hell else I want to do. No, it's
you got more beer to drink.
I do have more beer. I'm crushing this thing. I love this. I'm gonna get more of this. Hopefully, they have this back home. If not, we got to bring a lot more Mexicans into my homeland. I know people love that kind of thing because we love their chilada. That was one of the funniest jokes I've ever said on here. Let's pause for a sec. That was really funny, and everyone needs to know it. Drake Baldwin he was getting so much hype last year, but not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like he was getting so much hype, but also it turns out it actually wasn't enough. And maybe it's the same with Carter Jensen, but what a catcher renaissance we're in right now. Augusto Ramirez has been fine, but it's been out of these guys, these high-end prospect young guys, even Basayo. Like Drake Baldwin's just in a world of his own. Let me pull. You got your charts there. You can talk about it in a second. Let me just look at the basics here. Yeah, I mean, 80% contact rate, 85% zone. Just taking.
You're buying high basically on Drake Baldwin.
What's that?
So you're basically buying high on Drake Baldwin since he's like doing well.
No, I just mean like it's just a shout out time.
Buying high on him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, this is not necessarily a buy high list. This is like guys I want to talk about.
I guess my point is, if you're in a dynasty league, would you be buying on Drake Baldwin right now, or would you say like I don't want to touch his value right now because he's playing too well and I'm going to wait for a slump or something?
I guess I just wonder. He's not going to be this good. He can't be because it's 25 games. He's got 7 home runs. I don't think he's going to hit 100 home runs. But if someone just has an extra catcher or someone just doesn't believe in him for some weird reason, I mean, he's probably going to have a high batting average, a high OBP, going to hit 20-plus home runs. He's just going to be a reliable guy in fantasy for years. Last I checked, he was playing good defense. Is that still holding up? Do you know about that?
Yeah, I believe
so.
I'm
pretty sure he's playing good defense. And I don't know if Dylan Dingler is still good, but I wrote an article for Prospects Live. Cross contamination. He's cross promoting. Not great. The Drake Dingler I put in. That's how Dylan Dingler. But I said, yeah. Oddly enough, at the time, their Savant pages were pretty similar. I would say don't buy Drake Baldwin. Probably it's kind of just a kudos if you got him, or if you believe in him. And I think it gets reasonable. If you are stacked at, like, let's just say you have an extra second baseman for some bizarre reason, it's the worst position. But like, if you're stacked at any position in particular, and another guy happens to have two really good catchers, maybe he has Ivan Herrera and Baldwin, and he doesn't realize that Herrera probably won't be a catcher forever, something like that. On Yahoo, where he's still a catcher, then go out and get Drake Baldwin. Because he's for real. But if you're in any other league, I mean, think about Dylan Dingler. I didn't even write him down on here, but Dingler is also like crushing it. And again, catcher renaissance.
Yeah. So Baldwin last night on the D, he was pretty bad last year. I don't know if I'd say bad. He's below average, subpar. This year he's like more or less like neutral. So he's like a major league average catcher. It's all right. If you can hit that well, then that's good. All right. Number 4 is Wyatt Langford.
Yeah, he just does this every year, right? He's so frustrating. He'll like go on a cold streak, then get kind of on a hot streak, and then get hurt. And then it sounds serious, like, his forearm. It's always something new, which, again, kind of, I guess, is maybe better. It's better than having the same thing over and over again. I feel like I've seen him get obliques a couple times, hammies a couple times. Yep. But now he's keeping us on our toes with a forearm strain. And then like it sounds bad, and I assume, he's going to come back. He'll be rusty. And what he's usually done is take the bare minimum on the IL, come back, and then like mash bombs right away. I just think he's going to do it again. and hopefully he could like get beyond this. I want to see his games played total like every year, because I feel like it's more than people would expect, because he does feel injury prone at this point. And it may, if it continues, may limit his career. Yeah, that's hilarious. 134 games exactly in the last 2 seasons. And that's just good. It's a fine number. You don't want to be under one. Like you don't want to be trending toward the 120 or less. But 134 is fine. Like last year he had 22, and I mean he's actually, yeah. It's a small sample size right now. He's still somehow 24 years old. He's like the same age as these other guys these other children we're talking about. But people they expect 30, 300 averages. And you know what? Maybe you get that one day, but he'll have to stay healthy. It's not nothing. Like, monitor these injuries, because I don't like that it happens every year. But yeah, if you can just keep it to the minimum, do it like twice a year, come back and be hot. I guess that's just who he is for now. Do you have any thoughts on Wyatt Langford?
Yeah, this is the one thing I don't like right now is his ground ball rate is 46%. He has not been only a 21% fly ball rate and only 8% air pull. So he's got to pull the ball.
Well, he's not taking any walks either. He's just playing bad baseball right now in 20 games.
And then the other
he was starting to heat up a little bit.
Look at this. His 90th percentile EV on the season is 105.6, but on fly balls, it goes down to 98.5. So that's pretty bad. He's got to hit the ball hard in the air.
Yes, he's almost on the exact same contact rates, especially in the zone every year of his career.
Don't worry. Jordan Walker fixed it. So
Jordan Walker, guy stopped hitting home runs. Then he's like, I'm just going to steal bases instead, I guess. He definitely rosters himself in fantasy. We're learning he rosters himself in fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. He's
like,
I'm behind one steal this week. I got to get on and get some steals. So number 5, Ian Happ. You want to throw Ian Happ some bones here?
I don't even like this guy. It's like never draft him anywhere. But I wanted to draft him and almost did, in like a couple leagues this year, like redrafts or keepers. I don't know what they were, but I was picked. Somehow he was on my radar. Maybe a startup. He's just someone nobody likes. You can't trade this guy if you pick him up. He's the most consistent guy ever. He gives you like almost. In fact, last year, last 2 years, he went 243, 243 for average, and then for OBP went 341, 342. And yeah, very similar. Had the exact amount of. That's actually against. Whoa! This is weird. 569 at bats in both years. It's like that's a crazy one. 89 to 87 runs, 138 to 138 hits. It's a weird guy, very consistent, and he's kind of just doing what you think he'd do. He's hotter than he should be right now, and that's his thing. Like he'll be streaky, but yeah, he's got 7 home runs already. Shout out to Ian Happ and the people who are better than me. You're better than me if you can pick him, especially in OBP leagues. He fell so far in this one startup. It was an OBP only, and I was like, okay, this time I'm going to pick him, and I friggin' didn't. And then he got picked right after that. So, kudos to you. You're reaping the benefits I neglected. So I'll give you a shout out.
Yeah, 23.2% air pull for Ian Happ. That's really good. And that's after only a 46% ground ball rate is abnormal. So really, Ian Happ should be hitting for more line drives. Based on his track record throughout his career, only 12% line drive rate so far. So you should see like doubles probably take up from Ian Happ. All right, number 6 on the Magnificent 7 is Miguel Vargas.
Yeah, I'm old enough to remember when his prospects like write up on MLB Pipeline said he's going to challenge for hitting titles for years to come, which is like such a crazy thing to say about anyone. But
that's funny.
Yeah, I think his something about his dad. I could have sworn. I remember. Whatever. I'm just gonna make it up. Something about his dad was really good in whatever league he was in at one point, and he won the hitting title one time in Cuba. And they're like, yeah, Vargas has the chance. Miguel has a chance to be a hitting. Yeah, it's just like he was considered a really high prospect. It's hard to remember that now with all the, he hasn't really done what you'd wanted to do, right? But he's on the best team for someone to take their time and figure out how to play baseball again. So, yeah, we don't know. He's on the season still 193 batting average, 333 OBP, so not terrible. But over the last week, he's been crushing it. So we'll see. Maybe this is he had 16 home runs by the end of last year, 80 runs total, decent walk and K rates.
Yeah.
I think there's still a ball player here.
Dude, he has an even walk rate to K rate, and then his BABIP is 175.
Yeah, he could be competing for hitting titles for years to come.
Yeah, there's the 175 BABIP is not sticky whatsoever. Like he's gonna hit 100 points higher.
So. Yeah, 80. He's got like good contact rates. He's like that wasn't completely off base. That he's like a really solid hitter. It's just a matter of he doesn't hit it that hard, but he can hit it hard enough. I don't know. I think he's kind of a good underrated guy. What's he playing? He's playing third base now too. Yeah.
Yep, I think he's a buy. I agree. Like anytime you see someone with a 175 BABIP who has an 85% or 86% zone contact, they're gonna do better than that. So 5 bombs, 4 steals too, despite the bad batting average. So Miguel Vargas, I agree. I think that is a buy right now. Number 7, Caleb Bonnemer got a prospect in here. Man, White Sox heavy. 3 White Sox.
Okay, can we pause for a second?
Sure.
Okay, real quick.
Caleb Bonnemer, go.
This guy has been getting some hype lately. I'm old enough to remember when I hyped him. He was up there with Luke Dickerson. I had these 2 guys. I always like to go through the prep prospects who were maybe not drafted super high, but were given a lot of money, a high signing bonus. And that's called putting your money where your mouth is, right? And so, and especially if there's other interesting factors like Bonnemer, he was from Michigan. So cold weather bat, not getting as many looks maybe from the scouts. I hear it's kind of, that's maybe not as much of a thing anymore with all the traveling going on, but it is what it is. He clearly was not seeing that much, or the scouts didn't pick it up enough when they did see him, or maybe he just grew into his skill set. But Caleb Bonnemer has really come along. I want to see how Luke Dickerson's doing.
Bro, travel ball.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, we got next week. Next week, I'm talking Luke Dickerson, baby. Oh, I gotta go make tweets about this. Have you seen what he's doing?
No.
Dude, last year, Luke Dickerson, 208 batting average, 315 OBP. Not a good look. This year, at 6 home runs total. This year, already 2 home runs, 292 batting average. He's yelling. 365 OBP. He yelled a little bit less because he didn't want to hurt the listeners' ears. Anyway, this is turned. Anyway, we're gonna get. I'm so excited now. But let's look at the Luke Dickerson Jr., who I actually had him as like my 1B last year of my sneaky breakouts. Well, Caleb Bonham he's a guy who gave us 281 last year with a 401 OBP, 12 home runs with good doubles as well, and then he sneakily had 29 stolen bases. Well, this year, starting the year again at high A, is he 20? Yeah, he's 20 now.
Yep.
6 home runs already. So again, 12 home runs all of last year. So we're seeing a major power uptick. And I guess he's just realized maybe I'll just be that guy and not run around anymore because he stopped stealing bases. 1 stolen base. Not as fun for fantasy, but we know he has it in him. You know, he can steal a couple. And then that's something that we can maybe monitor moving forward, though. You know what I am looking at here? And this is significant. I didn't realize.
Dude, he's only had 3 singles. So he has 17.
Yeah, okay, great point.
On the season, and only 3 of them are singles. Everything's an extra base hit. You can't steal bags if you're not on first.
Great point. But I wasn't even my point, but that's fantastic and good to know for fantasy purposes, which I think some people listening might care about. But what I wasn't thinking about was I didn't register how he only played 11 games at high A last year. So this is actually important. I was a little bit disappointed. I thought maybe he was up at double A right now, but no, he should be starting at high A. And so that's significant because now he's played 16 games here. So now you're getting a bigger sample size at this higher level, and he's basically just carrying it over and in fact improving. So in fact, at the end of last year, it looks like he was improving because in only 11 high A games, he had 2 home runs. So 2 out of his 12 home runs were at the higher level in a small sample size. So anyway, I don't know, 25, 30 home run power here.
Yeah.
Really,
sure.
really,
he's getting into it now. He's definitely leaning into the power. So
what's this White Sox infield going to look like?
According to Jeff Ponce, Rock will be the shortstop. Colson Montgomery will play third, and Bonham will play second. That's what he told me. That's what he expects anyway.
What do you think they do with Billy Carlson?
When Billy Carlson is ready, then he'll play short, Rock to third, Colson Montgomery to the outfield, and Bonham in second.
Correct. That is actually correct. Or, I mean, yeah, Colson probably goes to the outfield. I was going to say, Colson could even go to first depending on what happens to the other guy we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, that's like 5 years down the road or whatever.
Yeah, but Billy Carlson, correct. Billy Carlson's got the best defense. I actually like him for fantasy so much just because he's such a in a startup. If you're going for prospects, you don't know. If you have a cruddy MLB shortstop, you just skipped out on that, and you're looking for a prospect who's going to stick there. You don't know because you think, is it Roch or Rock?
Rock.
Yeah, Rock is a starting shortstop on any other team. I mean, heck, Colson Montgomery's not horrible, right? And but there's layers of defensive abilities here. But you just know that Billy Carlson, he's kind of like Mason Wynn in that, you're safe. He's not going anywhere at shortstop. So we covered how many prospects in this one Caleb Bonham?
Yes, yeah, exactly. 5 guys. All right, your Magnificent 7: Nick Kurtz, Colson Montgomery, Drake Baldwin, Wyatt Langford, Ian Happ, Miguel Vargas, Caleb Bonham. All right, time for All Hat No Cattle, or AKA for you non-cowboy homies, biggest phony of the week. So stay away, sell these guys. My biggest phony of the week is someone who everyone loves right now. It is Emerson Hancock. And this one came up because we were talking about him in the Discord for MLB Data Warehouse. And I put up the wrong thingy here. This is what happens when you have 2 tables, one for minors and one for majors instead of just one. So here we go. Emerson Hancock. Me no likey because guess what? He only has one really, really good pitch. So fastball, 20.8% swinging strike rate at 94 miles an hour. And it really doesn't have any unique characteristics to it. It's not really that great of a fastball. It's just the fact that he has such a weird arm angle and everything is sweeping across the zone except for the fastball. The fastball goes straight and up a little bit. And not really up. I mean, it appears to go up because it's a fastball. And induced vertical break on that thing is only still like 11 inches, 11.3 inches of induced vertical break. It has horizontal break because everything he throws has a horizontal break. So he's actually 5th percentile in induced vertical break, but 97th percentile in horizontal break for his fastball. But that's his only pitch that's really performing. His sweeper that everybody likes to talk about so much, as you can see on the screen, has only a 12% swinging strike rate. That's not that great for a breaker. You want like average of like a 13% swing.
They're whiffing at a 31% rate, and he's got a 40% strikeout rate with that sweeper.
Yeah, on breakers, you want like a 20% string strike rate on a sweeper, really, something closer, at least like 18%, something like that. And he's only throwing it for a strike 36% of the time, so that's not great. Sinker a 5.6% swing strike rate, cutter 5.3, changeup 4.8. These pitches are not getting whiffs. The only thing that is getting whiffs is the fastball. And that's because they think something is going to come horizontally and then it doesn't. Once they see that a couple times, they're going to start hitting it. The only reason that they're not hitting him now is because he's pitching from a very unique arm angle now that he was not pitching from before. And they were just not ready for it. They have not seen it enough times. Once you see that enough times, they're going to start hitting it. So if you have Emerson Hancock, sell while you can. That is my advice. What you got, Doc?
No, I don't think that he's necessarily going to be an ace. I think that he's figuring out location. It seems like his stuff is fairly similar to what it was before. I would say that, like, if you want to get into the nitty gritty of percentiles, like his sinker has good vertical drop and horizontal break. I don't necessarily like to judge a pitcher off these kind of things, but that pitch is standing out in a weird way. I don't necessarily know if it's good. It looks like it has a very big spread between its batting average and its expected batting average. So but I don't know if that's a fluke. I don't know if that's lucky or if it's just, tunneling really well with that four-seamer, right? And so he might just be getting better at these guys who throw the kitchen sink at you, 5 different pitches. And at least a couple all you need, if a couple of them are like pretty solid, and if you're putting them in the right places, you can become a decent pitcher. Maybe he's not your ace, but 3.75 ERA.
I wouldn't say he's garbage. I just don't think he's as good as people think he's.
That's fair
right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd say he's much better this year than he has been in previous years. Like last year, if you told me you wanted Emerson Hancock, I'd be like, oh, he sucks. He shouldn't even be a starter in the majors. Now I'd say, yeah, he should be a starter in the majors. He's definitely significantly better, but what he's doing right now is not going to hold, because he had a 22.9% K minus walk rate and then a 10.9% swinging strike rate. So K rates and swinging strike rates are very correlated. Like there's a lot of correlation. And his K rate is way too high compared to his swinging strike rate, just based on any correlation table at all. And he's going to be a huge outlier that's going to regress closer to the mean.
Peak Miles Michaelis.
Yeah.
Anyone who's not sexy, it's like you have to aim for Miles.
All right, all had no cattle for you. Who you got, Doc?
Murakami.
Munataka.
That's just like no elaboration. Just like, what? The guy with 10 home runs? No, that guy. But he also has. I mean, how do we figure that he's playing seemingly at his peak? Generating this many home runs, 400 plus OBP. Like, this is definitely one of his higher levels he could possibly play at. Like he's in other words, he's on a hot streak. He's on a hot streak, and during this hot streak, he has a 64% contact rate and a 75% zone contact rate. What happens when he starts slumping? The sell, run away. It's just not. I don't see how this profile works, and I don't usually say this ever in our game. I just don't know, unless because the amount of improvements that need to be made. Now, the only way that it can work is this. Like this, there's such a fun, amazing skill set where you have this much power, this ability to walk, despite not being able to hit baseballs. But so it's like maybe if anyone can pull this off, it's this guy. But it's gonna get messy. Like, I guess, what do we see? Like, so if he cools off a little bit, Does the average hover around 200? The OBP is maybe 350. I just don't know I just don't know though. I feel like this is someone, and eventually maybe pitchers can figure you out a bit more too once they see you. I don't know, man. Can you? Because you seem to have him here. I'm getting ahead of it. Like, where do you have Murakami? Is he on this list? Is he your Huckleberry of the week?
He is my Huckleberry of the week. Where's it? Where's my Ehaw?
I'm in a hotel room, so yeah.
There we go. Yes, he is my Huckleberry of the week. And so we're actually you're afraid of him. I'm on him because you think he's fake anyway, but I'm on him because at the beginning of the year, when everyone was so out on him, I was like, I just think he's going to be Max Muncy. Like he's almost exactly Max Muncy. Look at this 20% walk rate, 30% K rate. The BABIP and the average are both like 260 roughly. Like he's just like kind of hanging out in this like bad BABIP lefty thing that's going to happen. And he's hitting the ball really hard. 10 home runs. Max Muncy, if you take these two guys right next to each other, Max Muncy right now is basically, he's actually hitting for a very high average. Max Muncy's having a really good year. But Max Muncy kind of doing very similar things. Like very high walk rate, very high K rate, hitting the ball really hard. Lefty. Max Muncy has 8 home runs. So Munetaka Murakami and Max Muncy are kind of doing the same thing here, just as I predicted. So Munetaka Murakami, this is super interesting right here, Doc. Look at this. His fly ball exit velocities, 102.9 average for fly balls, 113 90th, 110.2 70th percentile on fly balls. Like this dude just mashes the ball when he's hitting in there. This guy is a home run stud. Yeah, he's going to strike out a ton, but he's not Joey Gallo. Everyone kept saying, oh, he's going to be Joey Gallo. He's not Joey Gallo. He's just Max Muncy, man. Max Muncy's a good player. I think he's just Max Muncy. He's hot right now. He's a Japanese Max Muncy. It's a little sexier, but that's what he is. So I say I was right about him, and I'm giving myself some props on Murakami here.
And that is something you can do. You have a choice. You're an American. You have the freedom to do things like that, to like take early victory laps. I just want you to know that the lowest contact rate in Max Muncy's MLB career is 71%, 70%, round up to 71 though, 70.7. And he's done things like 80% early on, I guess 78% in the middle of his career is maybe his real peak. And the zone contact is typically 80% or higher. Whereas, again, Murakami's 64% contact, which is consistent with his extremely low contact rates in Japanese ball. Better pitching here. And 74% zone is even more concerning. So we'll see if this was an early victory lap. I've never enjoyed hating this much. This is like, I don't know why I'm getting so excited here.
Dude, his chase rate's only 21%, and his swing strike rate is only 13.8. That's not that bad. Like I just know rate going down.
I know that, yeah, if you ignore his ability to hit a baseball, like everything else checks out really nicely. Is this how John feels? John is so proud of me listening to this right now. This is like the most
probably. He just swings so hard. It's so fun. Like I just think he's such a fun player, man.
Yeah,
like, I like it. I'm here for it. I don't think he's Joey Gallo. I just don't think that. I think he's an actual real baseball player.
Let's check out Joey Gallo's contact
Joey
rate.
Gallo's so bad, dude. Joey Gallo is there with Spencer Jones.
Well, let's go ahead and check out Joey Gallo's contact rates.
Gallo's zone contact rates were like 70%.
Yeah, so this is it though. But this is it. Like you're looking at Joey Gallo. That's the thing.
No, Joey Gallo had a 58% contact rate 1 year. He's not that bad. And Joey Gallo, this is the difference. Joey Gallo had higher chase rates and higher swinging strike rates than Murakami. Murakami, his thing is he's waiting for his pitch. He's just waiting for his pitches, man. He's swinging for his pitches. So he's looking for one pitch and he misses so bad because he's looking for his pitch. But then guess what? He's going to get his pitch sometime during that at bat.
Guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Okay, I'm just positive, man. I like him. He's fun. Carter Jensen is your Huckleberry of the week. Talk about Kata.
It's been a weird ride, right? So He went from an absolute no-namer that I was able to get from our league's Minnesota Twins, the league villain, Will. No one knows his real name, actually. Oh, doxed. But he was a nobody. I was able to get him for like a 7th rounder or something in this 30-man league a few years back. And then he started getting some attention, but not that much. It was like mostly Kansas City Royals fans. And then obviously last year he kind of blew up. And then this offseason he became a real big deal. And then like this beginning of the year, it was a little bit of a cold start, like a lukewarm start. Like it was after last year's pro debut that everyone started seeing all the red on his Savant page that got everyone excited, right? But when you look at what he's doing now this last week, it's exciting. You know, he's up to a 275 average, 354 OBP. It's kind of exactly what people thought he'd be doing. 6 home runs. This is exciting. As long as he stays healthy, he's going to hit 20 home runs this year. I don't necessarily even need the ratios to be elite, but if they're but like if he goes 260 with a 330 OBP and 20 home runs in his rookie season, like that's great. He's outpacing that. But this is like that would be fantastic while doing everything else right. Let's see how his defensive metrics look great. He's 85th percentile in fielding run. I don't know what. Yeah, so his framing looks elite. Apparently he's bad at blocking. Again, I feel bad because I actually like watching the Royals, but I haven't been able to see that many games this year. Yeah, pop time looks great. Yeah, he's doing good. Doing good. And Sal's out here like, love you, Sal, but Sal's out here like tweeting, you know, I don't need a mental breather. You're not Jazz Chisholm. No, what are you doing? It's a Jazz move. Gosh, dude, I saw that. I'm like, it's near the end, and he knows it's near the end because he would never have done that before. And he's scared. And I'm not like trying to say he's a bad person. Done so much for the city of Kansas City. Had a great career, maybe a Hall of Famer. It's a big debate. But Carter Jensen's making it abundantly clear he's the cash of the future for the Kansas City Royals. So this is just basically he's gone from my Magnificent Seven every other week to congratulations, it's happening. It's Drake Baldwin, but honestly, higher ceiling. I think there may be more strength here, more raw power than Drake Baldwin. Now, will he ever hit 300? Maybe not.
I think the people want to know, who do you love more at this point, Carter Jensen or Caleb Durbin?
Oh, no, it's not Durbin talk right now. We're not doing well in Durbin land. I'm not out. And it's like, people love to kick guys when they're down, but I'm looking at his profile. He's just doing the exact same thing. He'll be fine. He's trending up a little bit. He's got like a 350 average over the last week or something like that. I think it's been a very bad run. I don't imagine that it's been very easy with the Boston crowd booing him a couple games in. Like, I don't think that's great for a young player in a new city. But that's where he's at. They're
Get out of here, you midget.
Are they saying that? They're definitely saying that.
I don't know, man.
But they're definitely saying that.
Boston.
That's a good point.
Get out of here, you rat. You rat.
He needs to at least be stealing bases, though. So we'll see. Like if he can get on base a bunch, if he can get that work. Okay, I got to be talking about Caleb Durbin, but he's got a laundry list of things he needs to be doing better right now. But the good news is his metrics aren't completely off. Like he is like trending up in terms of not striking out, taking walks, but it's like up that quality of contact, steal bases when you're on base.
Moving it on here, because I just got a text from my wife behind the scenes. Where are you? So here we go. Yellow belly of the week. I picked Jack Flaherty.
No, you didn't pick him.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna just go through real quick. He's been terrible. 3.7 K minus walk rate. K rate is down 5%. Walk rate is up 10%. This year looks exactly like his last year with the Cardinals, which was atrocious in 2026. It's a mirror image so far of what he's doing. It's like no command. Not finding it. And I thought, I'm like, okay, Jack's got to nail it this year. He's trying to get a contract. He's still 30. He had a pretty good year last year under the radar with a 4.64 ERA, but a 3.67 SIERA. And I'm like, he's in an 18.9 came on his walk rate last year. I was like, he nailed it last year. He's got it. But I've seen this before as a Cardinals fan. I have seen this story before, and I'm scared of owning Jack Flaherty, and I have him in some leagues. So yeah, he scared the crap out of me, man. I'm a coward when it comes to Jack Flaherty. I've seen this before. I don't want him anymore. Doc, where are you at? Who's your yellow belly of the week?
I just tagged you in our one league and I said, everyone, guess what just happened on our podcast? We're gonna drive 28 more views. To
Yes.
this podcast. My yellow belly's Jazz Chisholm. I should have got on him earlier. I just love ripping on Jazz. He just seems like a jerk and a person I don't want to hang out with. I feel like he's 28 now, so he's still relatively young as a human being. I do hope he works it out, but I just think with Aaron Judge next to you, leading you, that was my big thing. I was like, I don't like him, but when he got to New York, I said maybe a good guy like Judge, a grounded character like Judge, can bring the best out of him. But just playing with his earrings the other week, like just saying, he just says dumb things all the time.
He did it a home run today, so maybe he's
fine. He hit a home run today, but let's just look at his Savant page and look how bad it is.
Dude, he's been atrocious this year.
Let's just say he's the worst player ever right now and enjoy this moment. But here's the thing. I was going to put it, and this is my fairness. I'll give you my opinion, my personal opinion, but I'll also say I did not put him as my all hat, no cattle, because technically, if you're not like me, if you think he's cool and fun and he's hip, he's totally rad, bro. He's totally tubular. If you think he's cool, then this is the best buying moment ever. So I won't say he's not a buy. His value may not be lower for the foreseeable future. I mean, this guy, one of my favorite things he's done is like say he wants to hit 50-50 this year. And I just like really think that's going well so far. But
8 steals.
Honestly, like that is like a crazy thing though. I was looking at that. 8 steals while playing horribly. Like, yeah, he might get 50 steals this year. Remember, he used to not stay healthy either. He's been doing a good job of that, better job of that lately. So, yeah, I mean, this is a dynamic fantasy player, as much as I hate to admit it. So, he's probably a buy. But for me, he's a yellow belly. And this is just – I'm really just being honest with you, taking this moment to just to dump on Jazz Chisholm a little bit.
On him. Yeah, cow turd. Step in the cow turd, Jazz.
But I'll pray for his maturity. How's that sound?
It sounds great. Let's have the Mexican standoff.
And we're going to keep it at that for your wife.
Promised harmonica for next week?
I'll be at home, so like yeah, we can like pause, and I know where they are. They're in my desk. It's not too far from where I podcast.
All right, we got Connor Prelip just debuted, J.R. Ritchie just debuted, and Didier Fuentes, who came up and was not as good as he was in the minors. So 3 young pitcher studs. Who of these 3 young guns are you taking in a Dynasty League, Doc?
So you said Fuentes came up? Was that this week?
Yeah, all 3 of them pitched this week.
Yeah, see, I told everyone I had not been able to watch this week. I've been able to keep up surprisingly well because I've been having so many hours available in my day. But no, I mean, this is my problem with Fuentes. Let's see. What was his pitch distribution? Yeah, he's kind of a one-pitch guy is my major concern. And I see that it has not changed at all.
Fastball slider.
Yeah. So the whole time he was doing that in the minors, my whole time my brain was like, unless he's not skinny anymore, and unless he's got another pitch, I think he's a reliever. And so I've never bought in. So he's not the guy. Prelip, he was on my. He's always one of these guys who I've been like, yeah, Prelip. I don't really know about this guy. And then every time I look into him, I'm like, yeah, he looks really good. So Ritchie had a really good start today. The thing is, I feel like everyone thinks this with J.R. Ritchie. They don't see any reason why he should be really good, but I think we all have a hunch that he might be anyway, just like an all around like solid guy. I don't think he's gonna be a stud. I don't think he's gonna be like an ace or anything like that, but I think J.R. Ritchie feels like one of the safer guys in terms of pitching prospects, which you can't really say that about too many guys, not too many players these days. I want to see how Prelip was doing. I can't spell it, so I'm not going to look. How was he doing in the minors before this? I know people were raving about him.
Good, and his slider was amazing yesterday. So he had in the minors a 34.9% K rate. Yeah, and a 22.2% K minus walk rate. So he's
on my top 100.
He does have his command is probably like a 45 or something like that. But his stuff is really, really good.
Yeah. Well, I obviously wasn't prepared for this part.
There was an 88 mile per hour slider, and he threw it.
Everyone does these days, right?
He threw it 51% of the time yesterday, and still had a 17% swinging strike rate on it.
That's pretty funny that he threw a slider 51%. Is that his normal approach?
I don't know, actually. That's a good question. Let's bring that up right here, if I
Pull
can.
it up, Jamie.
Yeah, I know. I'm not
Yeah,
as good
an
as
extremely weird pitch distribution. I would assume it's not that extreme, but yeah, I don't really. He's always a guy. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just his name is spelt weird and it's hard for me to look up.
See, this is the good thing here at MLB Data Warehouse is we have these statistics. So that's why you need to subscribe. Connor Prelip right here. Check this out. Fastball 33%, slider 31%. So no, that is odd for him to do that. Okay. But he did it, and it was awesome. That's
very funny.
Yesterday. So
cool. Yeah, no. So he's been generating. I'm looking at his stats finally. So this is why I liked him after looking into it. He's never had a season since 2023 at high A where he threw lower than 10 strikeouts per 9. It's always been pretty solid strikeout rate. Never really dipped below that. Command has had moments of concern, so keep an eye out for that. Maybe they'll present itself a moment to buy, but I think he's generally a buy. I don't get super excited about him. I don't know what it's just a gut feeling, I think, but I think he'll be fine.
All right, so Richie
we didn't do the actual thing. I didn't make
who you got to pick one, Prelip or Richie?
I guess my gut says Richie. I think my brain says Prelip, but my gut always wins. We'll go with J.R. Richie on this one.
Oh, going safety, huh? You think
Prelip's going to get
he's
TJ? Not really
Prelip already had TJ, bro. He already had it. He's fine.
Did Richie have it?
I don't know. I know Prelip did, though. That's why Prelip fell to the second round in the draft, because he was going to be like a top. He was supposed to be like a top 10 pick or something that year, but he fell to the second round because of the TJ.
I want to say that Richie had it at some point.
Possibly. Yeah. All right. Anyway, we'll find that out. That's the show. MLB Data Warehouse. Subscribe, baby. And we will see you next time. Peace out, y'all, as Doc is transitioning to beer number dose, Lone Star.
Stay sharp, stay hungry, keep them barrels flying high. This is Doc's Dynasty Hour. We'll catch you on the other side.